IRS?
That's right. And what I was going to say is Gambino got out of jail very recently, and the very first thing he did was to say that it was somebody from the mafia who was in a sewer who fired a shot, the kill shot, that assassinated John F. Kennedy. And he said he was doing it on instructions from the Jesuits and the Vatican. So that, that sort of gives you an overview. But I can tell you in excruciating detail from how Ronald Reagan recognized the Jesuits, although they had been banished after the murder of Lincoln, because Lincoln was also trying to have honest money. He had the greenbacks right at during the Civil War. He didn't want to pay the exorbitant interest that the bankers were going to charge to finance the Civil War. And the Vatican and the Jesuits were behind the Civil War and manipulating that to keep the United States from being strong.
So you mean to tell me the Revolutionary War, as well as the Civil War, it wasn't exactly what we learned about in history?
That's exactly what I'm saying. So remember when Benjamin Franklin went off to Paris and negotiated the Treaty of Paris? Well, since when, if you win the war, are you ending up paying reparations, which is what the Treaty of Paris was all about? And then remember when our capital was burned down in 1812? Again, the United States was trying to be independent from the United Kingdom, and they were having none of that. No, the lawyers have been very clever in disguising all of this. The Jesuits have been very, very clever in concealing what it is that they've been up to. So that's why people, when they hear about this, their first reaction is to be dismissive, because they cannot believe that something this big can have been kept secret for this long. But I can tell you it's true. A fair number of people have seen me now in the alternative media, but I was working very, very hard from the time that I was fired from the World Bank in 2007 until I started learning my way around the alternative media. It was 5 years, and the mainstream media is owned and controlled by the Jesuits, and they own the financial companies. People think that all the banks are separate. It turns out they're one big conglomerate, and this is easy actually to document, because the Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich, Switzerland, three mathematicians did a very good study and can show that all of the banks that people think are separate have the same exact directors that go from one board of directors to the other. So the banks are all interconnected. That's how come you had the LIBOR scandal. There's an incredible amount of insider trading. The Securities and Exchange Commission is completely bought out. What happened with Bernie Madoff was not one-off. And I had the Serious Fraud Office called up the Securities